Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. It's Friday, which once more means it's time for some obscurities in literature. And today we have Tony Sandoval's Watersnakes. And I'm trying to remember where I first came across this book, and I am absolutely scratching my head, but it's up there with The Wrenchies as one of my favorite, just bizarre, surrealist out there stories. And honestly and truly, I gotta flip it over to just read the plot summary because I think that's as much context as you really need what you're getting yourselves into. It says Mila is a solitary teenager ready to put another boring summer vacation behind her until she meets Agnes, an adventurous girl who turns out to be a ghost. And not just a regular ghost, but one carrying the essence of an ancient fallen king and a mouthful of teeth that used to be his guardian warriors. Yeah. That's true to a degree. There's more going on to this story than just that little blurb, but if that sounds like something up your alley, I wholeheartedly recommend this book. It is absolutely gorgeous, which is almost a prerequisite for most of the stuff that I tend to look at. And for as weird and as strange as it is, it does make sense in its own internal logic. Now, the art style, I admit, does take a little bit of time to get used to. It has a very cartoony, odd structure to a lot of the bodies, but it does make sense. And again, the artwork is just gorgeous. And it almost comes across as a coming-of-age type story, but it's more than that. And it's just different. So we have the two girls, and they seem to be developing something of a relationship together, but then we find out that there's more to Agnes than meets the eye. I love this random... And the seasons do have a profound impact on the story. They're kind of what set the chapters apart from each other. And I just love that the summer grew old. It got tired of keeping things warm and colorful. It didn't even ask to be remembered. So again, I think this book really benefits from the larger size format that it is in. And we get into the true nature of Agnes, which I don't actually want to spoil. There's more to it than just them saying she's a ghost. She's not exactly. There's more to it than that. The girls have their typical fight, as kids often do. And then things start to get crazy. And rituals and magic begin. And then the warriors come. They are part of the story. We'll let you find out who they are exactly. So we get into why she's a ghost. And you have these fine fellows showing up here. Again, just an interesting book, and like I said, really, truly reminds me of the Wrenchies. Tonally, I wouldn't say, it hits a lot of different storytelling beats. The Wrenchies is way more out there, and there's a whole lot more layers to it, whereas this is just more of a, I want to say more uplifting for sure than the Wrenchies at times, but just a nice surreal romp. And it does end on a positive note, which is always fun. And the characters are interesting, they're different, and I don't want to spoil too much. It's just a different type of book. If you want something that's a bit different than the typical superhero fare, I don't think you can go wrong with any of Sandoval's books. Doomboy is another interesting one. Hopefully one of these days we'll get around to it. And heck, one of these days I think I need to get around to actually talking about the Wrenchies, because that's like on my short list of all-time favorite graphic novels. But that is a story to tell on another day. Thankfully, this book is still in print. I'm still trying to figure out where I first came across it. Maybe at Comic-Con one year. I think it came out around 2018, 17. So there's a possibility I was there. I don't know. But definitely something different. And if you enjoy more surreal, dreamlike works, I think this is a fun one to pick up. And other than some questionable lack of clothing and some intense moments of gore, I'd say, it's pretty accessible for a lot of age groups. I think I wouldn't have any issues with like my teens reading it. But I don't think it would be a appropriate book for a younger audience. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's definitely some interesting stuff. So we'll put a link down below if you guys are curious and want to take a look at it yourself, and maybe hopefully check out some of Tony Sandoval's other books because they're equally just as out there and just as entertaining. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.